Welcome to Mom Chat. Hey, y'all. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mom Chat. Hi. I'm your host, Kaywanda Lamb, and I think this is our fourth one. So excited to have you guys and come on and give some tips to single mothers. One of the biggest things we have as a challenge, I should have pinned this hair back, right, is the finances, right? So we've got to figure out how to get that stuff going. And side hustling and entrepreneurship are big buzzwords these days. Hey, thanks for popping in. Tell me where you're from. Hang around a little bit, share this out, let folks know we're on talking about some side hustles we can do as single mamas. Hey, brother, what's up out there in Houston? So I'm Kaywanda Lamb, for those who don't know me. I'm a high school Spanish teacher by day. I still have my day job. Listen, it's going to take a lot for me to leave a day job, okay? And so that's wisdom. You leave the day job when you have a reason to, right? I actually enjoy my day job, and what I do for my day job as a high school Spanish teacher, I also do in another business that I have where I teach entrepreneurs and small business owners the Spanish language. So I find it interesting that people want to quit cold turkey, because I had that idea as well. But you have to really make sure that your side hustles and your businesses are doing what they need to do. And for me, I like doing both, and I'm able to handle and I do them outside of each other, right? So there's no conflict. And when the summers come for me, that's when I go and have more one-on-ones and lots more coaching, and I have that time. So it makes me feel good about giving back and supporting folks, and I can speak more during the summer. So it works for me. But you may have a business or a side hustle that just takes off, and you're like, okay, I need to jump, with both feet in, and that's okay. And so I'm just saying that as moms, we have to use wisdom, because we have mouths to feed and we have babies to support, and life happens, and I actually like having insurance that somebody else provides a portion of it for me. That's just Kwanda. And so I will tell you that today I want to talk about 5 side hustles that you can start. Now, I want to preface that by saying, did I even fully introduce myself, right? Kaywanda Lamb, kaywandalamb.com. Been doing this thing about 6 years. Love talking to my mamas out there and supporting you any way I can, especially in love, parenting, and money, right? So those are my 3 favorite topics to discuss. And tonight we're talking about the money. And so let's dig into it. Say what's up down there. Give me a hey. Tell me where you're from. Hey, Instagram. What's up, Facebook? Let folks know that we're on. Hey, Skyvy. Love you. All right. Yay. The 9 to 5 has its purpose. It does this thing. We're able to show up in the world and support somebody else with their vision. And that helps us take care of ourselves, our family. And we can then build our additional visions in our spare time. So side hustling, I'm not going to necessarily give you 5 particular jobs. I want you to think about it in areas, okay? So let me preface this with side hustling is not easy. Being your own boss is not easy, right? It comes easy to some of us after we've learned some things, because trust me, I had my midnight hour moments, and my friends that were hanging on with me at 2 o'clock in the morning, helping me through some things, and I've done that for other people. There are just things you have to learn. This is a whole nother level. And so what I want you to do is not come into this thing spending all the coins you have, right? Whatever you decide to do, because there's so many shiny objects and so many people with all the answers. And I've been there. I spent money on this and money on that and hardly implemented some of it, and then invested in some people and they didn't do what they were supposed to do, and learning lessons. And so this is why I want you to make sure you're getting your budget under control, your personal budget, your budget for your home, and then saying, hey, I have XYZ to add to or building this dream that you have researched, right? Done the work to figure out, how it's going to work, created a business plan, looks for all the resources and the support that's out there for you. And we'll talk about some of that today. And so I want you to build a business better than when I started 6 years ago. Okay. So that was a little background tea, all right, as to why I'm doing this. Hey, Dr. Blessing. And so first thing I want you to think about when you're wanting to create a side hustle, number 1 is, is there something that you can make or create that you're really good at? For example, are you like the cupcake queen? Are people always asking you to bake and you're doing it for free and your stuff is really good? Do you go to other people's events and parties and you taste something that they paid somebody else to do and you like, this is garbage. I could have done this. Okay, so then that tells you, hey, your side hustle could be something that you already make and create that you're really good at. So there's a whole realm of things that you could create. And so I don't want you to get bogged down into creating things that don't bring you passion, that don't make you happy, that aren't easy for you to do. Because if you're going to create a side hustle, it needs to be based on something that's easy for you to do, right? And it doesn't always have to be that you're doing it. And we'll talk about those things. So what are some things you can create? Well, I have a friend who's a wedding coordinator, and she had this idea to create an extension to her business, and it's so beautiful. And she's so artsy crafty. And all these years I've known her, I had no idea that she used to be an artist, because I'm like, how do you have such an eye for detail and beauty? Well, it comes out of what she's gifted at and what she's able to do. So she has this whole Etsy shop now where she's creating, graphics for things that go along with the business she currently has. Now, there are some people who create businesses that have nothing to do with the other thing that they're doing. And if that's you, that's fine, right? I interviewed a lady for my podcast, Miss Vivian K, who I love, who is the owner of Kinky Curly Yaki Hair, which is natural hair extensions for us naturalistas. I pressed mine out today, but normally I got a fro or something going on, right? And so she had this idea to do that only because she was doing it for herself, but she was previously an event planner. So I found all of this out by interviewing her for my upcoming podcast. And she was amazing at the event planning, making great money, supporting herself at that. And then in order for you to leave the thing that's working, for this thing you're passionate about, you have to make sure it's working. And so I want all of you to not go through what I have gone through, because like I said at the beginning of this, I have spent some coins. Hey, Shanika, what's up, Zoe? Hey, in Dallas, we got to connect. Insurance is a blessing. And yes, it is. I will start and then realize this is a little too much when you're talking about the side hustle. Girl. And so it takes a plan. It takes a plan. We've got to have a plan because there's so many pieces to building a business that I don't think folks really realize, right? There's the legal aspect of it. There's putting the foundation to it. And I have 3 going on. So y'all know I got to be organized, and I have people that help keep me organized as well. And so I like organization, but let's just face it, a lot of moving pieces. I would not recommend doing what Kaywanda has done. I would have one thing, one business, one side hustle. I'd focus on it, get it going to where it needed to be, turn it into full-fledged business, right? That one thing, focus. And this I learned from my friend and colleague and mentor, Mr. Paul Carrick Brunson, after I decided to do 3 things, right? And so, but I make those 3 things work because they're all about who I am, right? And so I'm not over trying to get into real estate and over trying to get into something totally unrelated. The 3 things that I do all connect with who I am. All right, so create, make. That's one thing you can do. People have Etsy stores. Folks are creating things and selling them. Folks are starting their hair care brands. Folks are starting makeup lines. None of that is easy. It's fun. It's exciting. It's beautiful. And I want you to be passionate about whatever it is that you come up with. But I want you to know, if you're thinking I'm going to make some quick money here and quick money there, don't get into it, right? Don't get into it. But if it is something that you want to see come to fruition and you're willing to do the work and you're willing to spend the hours and you're willing to invest in somebody who's probably already in that field, who can give you some tips, and you vet them, right, and make sure that they know what they're doing, then you leap, right? But this is not something we should just be diving into expecting to be a millionaire tomorrow, because that's not how this works. It does not work this way, right? So, but if you are really good at creating things and making things, whatever that is, whether it's food, something we wear, right? And you know that there is a market for it. And how do you know that? You need to see if people are currently buying something like that. And that is what I mean by research. Literally check out your competitors, I'm telling you. Okay, so that was 1. 2, maybe you get into a side hustle where you're sharing things that somebody else has already created. So I don't do MLMs, the multi-level marketing. I know that some people do. Okay, so I have people contact me all the time about the legal services, and I think that's cool. I actually pay for one of those legal insurances. I do, right? And I like it. I like having that. I like knowing that I can pick up the phone and talk to somebody, but I don't want to sell it. Maybe it's your thing, right? And so there are a lot of people who, might benefit from it. If you're a single mom and you're looking for maybe something that doesn't have a lot of overhead, talk to those folks. I get approached by them a lot. And I have a lady who is like, my whole thing is about helping single mothers level up their income by selling legal prepaid services. And it's like $15 a month, right, for the plan. So I don't know how you make money on it. I don't know how any of that works, but that's something, if you're interested, that you should look into. So what is something else that you can share? I know that people are doing surveys, right? And I actually do some of those affiliate links where I use a product and I'll say, hey, give me an affiliate link, and I'll share with people. Just sharing, no pressure, just sharing. And if a friend of mine buys something, then I get a kickback from it. I get like something, $5, $10, 30%, whatever it is. And it's something I'm using anyway, right? And so let's keep it real. There are people who have built their blogs with affiliate income, right? They just share with their audience, hey, this is what I'm using, and folks pay them for it. Okay, so today I'm not talking about blogging because blogging is extensive, and there are a lot of things we need to know because you can create a blog and nobody sees it. And so that's stuff I had to learn. I've invested in a lot of classes, right? Events and things, and learned some stuff along the way. And so if you're interested in blogging, we can talk about that one of these Sundays. All right, so that's not everything that you can share, but those are some ideas. The third thing for a side hustle that you can use is maybe you simply support others in your side hustle, right? And so how could you support somebody? What is a need that a mom has and another mom can help her with? Hello, picking kids up from school. Maybe you're a stay-at-home single mom. Maybe your hours are different and you can support people in that way. Maybe it's babysitting. Maybe it's for your tribe of friends and you say, hey girl, this is my little side hustle. If you want to go out, I'll take care of the kids for this. Maybe you offer it to other people. Let me say something about that. Like, our family is not our customer. There are some people in your family that will eventually support you and buy from you, but most folks don't. And so do not get upset thinking that, oh, my family is not supporting me. They didn't buy this. It didn't come to that, because they're not your customer. Sometimes they are, most likely they're not. Okay, so you want to start learning how to talk to different people and reach out to different folks. And y'all keep popping those questions down. I apologize. Hey, Karen Lamb Hubs, I love you. I love you. I love you. One of my amazing favorite cousins. Marketing. Yes, Erin, you must market your business. If you don't tell people what it is that you do, nobody will know what you do, and you can't be mad at folks, right? If you don't offer your services to folks, how will they know what you sell? And when I first started out, I hated to do that. But I was like, I'm so awesome and amazing, and I really just want to help people. And I would see these people who were like, just really not that good. And I'm like, they're getting sales and they're getting this and getting that. And my friends are like, well, if you don't tell people what you do, then you can't be mad. There are some folks who have no shame. They will sell a saddle to a horse, okay, who already has a saddle. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in, but we can't worry about that. What we have to do is show up and be light. What we have to do is show up and show out in our space and do what we were put on this earth to do. So I want to encourage you to not get caught up in the foolishness and just focus on doing what it is that you do. Okay. All right. Hey, Joshua. True. Hey, cuz. All right, guys. So I hope this is making sense, because y'all know I get excited. So how can you support others? Ways you can do that: you can offer babysitting services. You can be a virtual assistant. This is really big. I paid a girl some good money last year, a couple people, some good money last year to be my virtual assistant. It's like having a secretary, but they're virtual. And of course, you vet the person. They need to have organizational skills. They need to be really good at administration. And it's tasks that you give them to do that free up your time so you can run your business. So a lot of folks are turning to virtual assistants. You can sign up to be one in places like Fiverr and Upwork. So if that's your lane, if that's your alley, like, listen, let me tell you something. People are talking about getting laid off and kind of that's their field. I would be on Upwork so quick. I would have me a little profile up there. I would be all on Fiverr offering my services, okay? And letting people know hey, this is what I do if you need support in this. Paying attention on social when folks are saying, hey, I'm looking for this and I'm looking for that. And if that's your zone of genius, shoot your shot. Tell folks what you do. Hey, y'all. What's up, Mr. Business Bully? All right, so supporting others. Third thing you can do for a side hustle. Another one is, like I mentioned earlier, event planning. So I don't have an eye for design. I can tell people what I want and I can envision it. And then I have to explain it to somebody else to help me bring that event to life, right? I got an eye for organization. I know how I want to run things, my agenda, bam, and how I want it to be. That's me. But making it pretty, no, I need somebody else to do that. So if that's your thing, then start doing it. And sometimes you have to host your own event, right? Sometimes you got to do your own stuff. And I love hosting my own events. All right, so what's another thing? The fourth thing, 4 ways, like I said, I was going to give 5 side hustles you can use today. All right, the fourth thing is you can teach or tutor something. You can teach or tutor folks in something. Kids are always needing help with things, whether they're in elementary, middle school, high school, college students. A couple websites that I used in the past when I started out tutoring was this one called Wyzant, Wyzant. And I think they would charge like maybe 40% of your fee. So you see why I have my own little business doing what I do. And then there's one called University Tutor that I use online for folks to find me. And so starting out in the beginning so that people can reach you, know who you are. You can get published and it'll be on the web. And when people are looking for somebody in your area for the thing that you do, that helps you, right? So my word of mouth has gotten around. People now tell folks if they're needing to learn Spanish, who to contact. Just yesterday, somebody was posting my name on Facebook. Somebody needed some translation done and some editing. And so a friend recommended me, right? I've done some editing and translating for major brands because a friend recommended me. And in Spanish, right? Because that's my thing that I do during the day. And I'm saying this to you because once you start showing up in your area, once you start showing up and people know this is what you do, you'll start getting more requests. But if you just sit back and say, I don't know what to do and I'm afraid, then it'll never happen. All right. So teach, tutor something. Listen, there are things I see online all day and I'm like, who would want that? But people want it. People do it. There's this one company who is making STEM products for boys, STEM products for girls, right? You know, STEM, science, technology, engineering, math. That's genius. That takes a lot of work, right? They've got to do the work on the back end and then showcase this thing to the world, but it's worth it because there's a big push in America because we need people to fill these types of positions, right? And so technology is everything today, but you can't have that without science and math. And we need to get girls into it. All right, so do you know how to code? And folks are needing to know how to code. Do you know how to blog? And folks are needing to learn how to blog. Do you know how to host events? And folks are needing to know how to do that. Do you know how to be an amazing single mom and push through the crap that life has brought you? Folks want to know how to do that, and that is why I am the winning single mom, right? I figured out that people kept asking me, how did you handle all of this? How are you able to do all of this? Why are you so happy? How do you have time to go here? You get to go travel all over the world. How do you do that with kids? You know, and I was like, why do people keep asking me why my kids are so good and well behaved and how I'm able to go to school? And, you know, why don't you already know how to do this? And that's when I realized I need to start writing about my experiences to show women how I overcame those obstacles. And from blogging, I wrote a book, and then I wrote another book, and then I started coaching. And as you can see, the side hustle, right? And I hate to call it that because there's really so much passion and purpose. I realize God has really put me here to do this, but you get what I'm saying. So we can teach anything. We can teach anything. Do you get what I'm saying? So think about what you're good at. Think about what you would do if you didn't get paid for it, right? Think about that. That gives you clues as to what it is you should be doing. All right. And the fifth thing is maybe you sell something that's already pre-made. Okay, like Mary Kay, like Avon, like some of these clothing companies who now have where you can be an affiliate or you can be an ambassador for them. And, you know, I mean, we're on Instagram right now. I'm saying this on Instagram where we are full of influencers and people wearing a brand's product and just telling us about it. are just telling us a great story about something going on in their life. And we're like, girl, where did you get those earrings? Right. And so I have a friend, online friend who I just adore, and she's just had some amazing success the last couple of years. And she was already successful in her day job and even with blogging. But she just, took a leap and started telling people, hey, what I'm wearing, if you're interested, is in my Amazon affiliate store. And folks were going crazy over her outfits. She's a cute, beautiful lady. And, that's something. That's something. Now, if you start that and within 2 months you don't have your first sale, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. That just means you need to start figuring out, how can I do this better, right? So if you have questions, pop them up down there. What's up, everybody? Never heard of this. What have you never heard of, Erin? What am I saying? Hey, Suzanne, how are you? Hola, hola, hola. Hey, Zoe. What's up, Shanika? Hollering at the folks over on Facebook. Thank you guys for popping in. So I wanted to really give you something today that didn't include every field. One of my cousins was on, and she is an amazing photographer. And so sometimes she will be a photographer for people. She just loves it. Well, you can get paid for that, right? I'm paying people 75 bucks an hour. Some folks are charging 150 bucks an hour. We have to have a budget, right? And so there are some folks who are like, hey, I'm only going to do it for this much. And you get to decide depending on the quality, right? What you're getting back, the experience, all of that. And so think about what it is that you do that people want. So the quickest way to get paid is to offer a service that people want, right? And there is nothing wrong with getting paid. There's absolutely nothing wrong with charging for your services. I had a problem charging in the beginning because I'm good. If I'm good at something, and I already have a day job, then I'm like, well, why do I need to? Well, what's the point? Then this is a hobby if you're not getting paid to do what it's not a business, right? So if we have a business, we get paid for our time, our talents, what we bring, our service, the transformation that we cause to happen in people's lives, right? Nobody's walking in Walmart and walking out with stuff without paying. If you're doing that, it's jail, right? It's jail time, not good. So the definition of a business is that you get paid for a good or service that you provide, and that is honorable and that is good. And I'm saying this because in the beginning, I had to shift my own mindset. Oh man, I had to shift my own mindset. I just would help people and just help people for free over and over and over and over. And I was like, okay, this is not helping my kids level up. But this person has gone on with this free knowledge and has changed their whole entire life, grabbing their coins, and I'm coinless, right? So we have to know how to balance that. And that's why I said earlier, getting your business plan together, really checking out what the competition is doing. Even if you don't consider those folks competition yet, you need to be looking to see who's in the industry that you want to get into, kind of what's happening, who's at the top. What are some of the things you're noticing that they're doing compared to people that may not be where you think that brand is, right? And so getting into a side hustle, obviously you want to have some legal foundation. Uncle Sam likes to, know what's going on. And so I have a couple resources I recommend. SCORE, SCORE. I love them, love them, love them. I attend a lot of their free and paid workshops. And SCORE is a nonprofit. And I hate that I can't tell you what it stands for right now, but they actually are built where they have people who are actually in business, been in business a long time. They can be mentors to you. They host training sessions, and it's always really, really good material. You walk away with great PowerPoints and thick packets of good detail. And I've actually taken my boys with me to one of those because my oldest was like, he wants to be an entrepreneur. I was like, if you do, I know you're not going to listen to me because, they think we don't know anything, right? And I'm just like, you have no idea how much I know. You need to be listening. And so I took him to SCORE so he could see how to legally start his business and everything he needed to know and kind of look out for. And so he's trying to get into real estate. Hey, Kianti, my friend, love you, girl. So SCORE is one resource, and another one is the Small Business Development Center. And we look at those names and we think, oh, I'm not ready for that yet. Well, I'm telling you, as a person who's been doing this, this is 2019. Man, I started in 2013 just with an idea to blog and to share my life. By the end of 2014, I was like, okay, I want to write a book and I want to start a business, right? And I'm telling you, as a business major, my first degree was business management, which is why I love entrepreneurship so much, right? If you hadn't figured it out, why does a Spanish teacher do these different things? Because I'm a business major, and was going to go get my MBA and decided to get my MA in Spanish literature. And so I'm saying this to you as somebody who's been dibbling dabbling over the last 20 years in entrepreneurship. It is important to have an amazing foundation. Also, as a single mother who's had some challenges, had life happen, had 2 major surgeries with her boys, taken all my coins. Do you hear me? And you're just like, I just need all like 1,000 of y'all to buy some books right about now. And it doesn't happen, right? So thinking about, what can be some of the obstacles, doing a SWOT analysis, what would be the strengths of this business, the weaknesses, right? The threats, the opportunities. That's the kind of stuff you learn at the Small Business Development Center. That's the kind of stuff you learn at SCORE. And if you do not have one of those around you, look to see what's the closest town that does. And then again, like I said, there are people online who teach you how to start a business. There are people offline in your area. You just got to start looking. You've got to start looking, and you've got to start doing the work. Most importantly, one of the things I keep talking about, I'm trying to get to these new comments. I see y'all have been over here typing up. One of the things that I keep stressing is that we get our personal finances together first. Okay, I've had some amazing seasons of plenty of money coming in, and I've had some seasons where it's like, okay, what's happening, God? What's happening? And so I'm telling you this because the future is uncertain so many times, right? You never know what's going to happen. Something can be booming and then it dry up, right? And so you want to prepare for those things. So before you start your business or side hustle, if you're starting it out of desire to build the future and not out of need right now, maybe the thing that you want to do right now is look at the current budget, figure out, what's happening, what's leaking, fix those leaks, reduce some of the spending, right? Level up at the career, pick up a part-time job working for somebody else, or doing the side hustle if it comes easy to you and you can quickly see where you offer something that can fill a need and people are willing to pay for it. So I know I gave you a lot today, but let me come over and see what y'all are saying on Facebook. Hey, Faith Chick. The teenagers. Oh my God, my boys, honey. And I was just like, oh, every time, here's my money. Here's my money. Just tell me my baby will be able to walk. All right. So Aaron says, what are the names of the virtual for administrative assistant? Never heard of this. Oh, virtual assistant, virtual assistant. You can go Google virtual assistant right now. There are lots of people who are getting into it. Folks use the abbreviation VA. They may say, hey, I'm looking for a VA. And literally, I remember there was this one lady that I followed, and she was doing a lot of business. She wrote this amazing, like, I still have it. What was her name? Lisa Jacobs. But it was taking a lot out of her. I think she should have kind of adjusted her business model a little bit. Not so much her model, because her model was working. Like, she had made $500,000 just on selling this one workbook. But it was her and a VA. And so she said, hey, I do this much in the business, and my VA spends about 20 hours a week. And I was like, yeah, maybe take her to full-time employee, or, get a couple other folks in there. But she kind of went through, I think, a little burnout period because she was doing so much, and then she had the VA. But I'm really hopefully I'm trying to use it as an example of how this VA helped her take some of the load off of her plate for a while, and she was still able to have a super profitable business. So now we know, hey, we need maybe more than one team member, right? So that we can get things done. But the thing she wrote was called, I think it was like best business plan, like your best year. It was something. It was so good. It was really well done. Took you through a lot of mindset stuff, helped you really plan and plot out what you were going to offer the next year. So you know how in December we're all getting ready for January, and we're ready to start the new year. We're planning how we're going to run our businesses and how we're going to run our lives. And y'all know I love vision. I love to set the vision. And so I worked through this thing, and I was like, this is amazing. So I was waiting for the next years, and it just didn't ever come. And so come to find out, she was like, I needed a whole break because I was doing a whole lot. And I think she has it out maybe for free now, or she's selling it on Amazon. But look up Lisa Jacobs, and it was really, really well done. So I think she did one for like life, and she did one for like your business, and it was just really good. I really liked it. And I hate that she had to transition, but I think she's just doing her own biz. Hey, James Oliver, we Montage. This dude right here is epitome of entrepreneurship. Like, dude, I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to hear about all the financing you're getting and the rounds of this and that, and just to see We Montage out there. A great, great, great brand, helps to bring pictures to life. And so if you guys are like me and you're horrible at actually getting the pictures you take into a photo album instead of just having them in containers, because I'm telling you, I got 19 years worth of pictures, okay, that are not in the albums they should be in. James can help you solve that problem at We Montage, because he can help you with this removable wallpaper photo idea that he's been doing for many years, and it's just beautiful. He's been on the Today Show and getting all this press and just changing lives, and people are using it in their offices and businesses and homes, and just really capturing those memories. So he's an amazing dad. So thanks for popping on, James. All right, guys. So if y'all don't have any more questions, I got to go grill today. I marinated some chicken wings, got some weenies to go on the grill, got some salmon, gonna put some corn on the cob and some asparagus on. In the summers, I like to do this. I like to cook so that it gives me more time, a couple days of food, and I don't have to, do much. Maybe I cook a side here or there, make a salad to go with it. Yes, gotta get paid. The most important thing about why we do this. We got into this, yes, to help people, but we also deserve to earn a living and to get the value of our work, because that's an exchange, right? We exchange that energy. All right, so teenagers, yes, my children. Sky B, I had a friend that worked for this company called Zirtual, but I don't know if that company still exists. Yeah, so you could work for a company that needs folks to work for them, or you can just kind of do your own thing. But, nothing, hey, woman of God, nothing goes further than word of mouth. And you doing a great job and servicing people and taking care of people. So I've been blessed and fortunate in my Spanish business that people just kind of tell folks, like, I don't even advertise yet. I'll share with folks that this is what I do, and people will reach out to me, and folks who know what I do, they'll tell other people. And most of that business for me, which is my higher end business, is all word of mouth. And so I'm super excited about that. Got some big things coming for it. Also, y'all know I'm launching an academy this summer for us. And yes, the podcast is a coming. Let me tell y'all something. Until you have done 50 interviews and have to edit those bad boys. Whoa, let me tell you, but it's coming. It's coming, and I'm excited. So I'm looking to see if I have any more questions over here on Facebook. What's up, y'all? What's up over here on Insta? All right, so I'm going to go do some grilling. I don't see any more questions on Instagram. I hope this has blessed you, helped you in some way. I get it. I get it. I get it. Let me tell you how much I get it. I get it. There was a season in my life where I had to call my creditors and say, listen, I don't have it. We can't get blood from a turnip, but as soon as I get it, I'm going to pay you. And so feeding our children, keeping the lights on, keeping a roof over our head, those are the things that are most important. But we've got to get to where that is no longer an immediate need. That is no longer the thing, right? But when we're in those seasons, that's where we need to focus. And so maybe creating a side hustle will help you get out of that. Maybe it'll help solve that need, right? But I would say, like I said earlier, check the budget, print out the bank statement, really look and think through your week. Where are the coins going? When you're tired and frustrated and exhausted, are you just handing over your credit card, right? Or your debit card? Are you just spending cash? How are you doing it? And then say, okay, then maybe I need to meal prep, and maybe I need to do this. Because let me tell you something, I can go into a grocery store and spend $40 and have a whole week. Listen, because I grew up poor in small town Louisiana. I know how to make it do what it do. You understand? And even today, I'm not going to spend in $300 in Walmart, because I'm like, where am I going to put all this stuff? And it's unnecessary, right? So I shop week to week. And there are some things that I do buy up in store. Most of you know I had like a upright separate freezer. And when I moved to my new place, I donated that freezer because we just didn't have space for it, but I loved it. And so that was a way for me to stock up on meats, right? And so then I only had to buy things that went along with those things. And every now and again, you know. And so this is what we have to do to start saying, how do I make room? How do I make room for the vacations I want? How do I make room for the savings that I want? How do I take what I have and use what's in my house? Are you negotiating at work? Are you going in and demanding your worth? You know, when was the last time you got a raise? Are you really showing up and showing out and you're saying nobody appreciates me? No, you need to go initiate that conversation in a nice way. You know, research about how to, you know, talk to your boss about getting paid, or, you know, what are the skill sets you feel like I need to go to the next level to get this kind of raise, right? You know, sometimes we have to transition. Sometimes we have to move to another company. Sometimes we have to look for the next best job that pays us more, right? We've got to get out of the mindset of spinning our wheels and that this is all there is. There's always another way. There's always another way. And so I hope I've given you something. 5 side hustles you can use within the realm of, number 1, creating or making something. Number 2, sharing something. Number 3, supporting others. Number 4, teaching or tutoring. And number 5, selling something already pre-made. Now, all of these require work, focus, and dedication. And when you decide that you want to do it, go all in. Focus and go all in. All right. God bless you. I'm going to go do some grilling. I hope you have a great Sunday evening. As always, prepare to win this week because you are the cavalry. It is up to you and you can change your family's life. God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. See you next Sunday. Y'all know I'd have to say bye to Instagram first, right? And don't ask me why I hold my breath. I don't know. Don't even ask me why. But I totally enjoy you guys. And I'm so glad that so many of you popped on today. I hope I've been able to give you some good tips. And let me just say that I will go back through the comments and see if y'all left anything new for me down here and come back and answer them. So have an amazing, amazing, amazing evening. I'm going to go do a little bit of cooking. And I pray these have gotten your wheels to turning. And just remember, I know all about the struggle. Honey, we could sit here all night and I could tell you about it. But I won't. I will go on and say that God blessed me through that thing and he will do the same for you. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.